Hey guys, it's John from ARTV. It's time for a review of the new record from the Ready Set. The Electro Poppers have finally put out their second record, The Bad and the Better. The perfect title for this record? Probably so, because the majority of these tracks are pretty damn bad. But then of course, there's the better. Where to begin with this? Well, let's go ahead and do a little backstory first. It's been 4 years since the fans have been waiting for a new record from the Ready Set, and we got a few EPs along the way, and I'm not going to say that I was sitting around waiting on this. I don't consider myself a huge Ready Set fan by any means at all, but there were tracks off of the last record that I really did enjoy. I'm Alive, I'm Dreaming, tracks like Upsets and Downfalls, obviously the single Love Like Whoa, which kind of skyrocketed their popularity very, very briefly. A single was released in 2012, and you know, many people assumed that an album would follow. The name of that track is actually on this record. It's called Give Me Your Hand, Best Song Ever, and like I said, it came out 2 years ago and it's featured on a 2014 album. Let's be honest, it sounds more dated than Taylor Swift. I think the song does sound pretty cool production-wise, and it does have a pretty strong hook. Jordan shows throughout this record that he is pretty good at doing that. Carry Me Home is one that benefits from being uber catchy. And then of course my personal favorite, Bleeding, which sounds a lot like modern Breathe Carolina to me. It's very dancey, it benefits from that really strong hook, and it's one that gets stuck in my head throughout the day. Another track, Higher, the opener for this record, a new single actually, is one that also kind of gets stuck in your head, and it glistens with its dance poppiness, a lot of synthesizers flying around on these tracks, with some guitars, some programmed drums that do sound a little bit stale to me, but on these tracks, they're okay. So we got the better out of the way first. Let's get on to the bad, because, well, let's be honest, this album set itself up for this. There are definitely some gripes I have to get out on this record. Let's start with the wannabe dance floor anthem, Fangz. Why are you doing this to us, Jordan? To me, it just seems like a complete rip-off of tracks like Animals, and kind of builds off of this minimalistic beat and tries to be just so club ready. And it just, you know, this whole record is just so inconsistent. It jumps around genres so much that it doesn't feel like an album at all. I mean, Fangz came right after Are We Happy Now and is sandwiched between that and Carry Me Home. Two of the better tracks on the record, and it's just in the middle, completely throwing off the vibe. Luxury is another track that feels really dated to me. I think a lot of this album was recorded in like 2012, 2013, and it's just now getting released. The lyrics are the problem for me on the majority of this record. It seems like Jordan's taken a step back as a songwriter, and probably all the other co-writers as well. These songs come out sounding terrible sometimes. Take Castaway, for example. That song lyrically is cheesier than an extra cheese quesadilla at Taco Bell. And if you got that reference, well, kudos to you, because I love tacos. Freakin' Me Out tries really hard to be a radio-ready single and just ultimately falls on its face. I don't connect to this song at all. I think it puts off a really weird feeling whenever I listen to this track, and it just makes me a little bit uncomfortable and makes me feel a little bit sad for what they were going for, because I see the direction they were going for, but I think as a whole this album was just a very confusing mess of songs thrown together. Some of them turned out to be better than others. My favorites on the album being Bleeding, Higher, Are We Happy Now, and Carry Me Home. Bitter and the Sweetness is one that I am also enjoying, but as a whole, it just feels very disconnected, forced lyrically. There's so many like songs that try to be cutesy and just really like love ballads and love-styled songs about a girl, and they just feel forced at this point from Jordan. Overall, I'm feeling a 2.5 on this record out of 5. What did you guys think, though? Let me know in the comments section down below if you've heard the new Ready Set record. 4 years in the making, and it just, you know, it didn't pay off at all. I don't see myself listening to the majority of these tracks ever again. Well, bada boom, bada bing, guys. That was the new review. Make sure you check out the last review. That one's over here if you want to clickety-clack that. Check that out. Worked hard on that one. And of course, if you want to see my other channel, Beyond ARTV, you can click the link right down here. As always, thank you so much for watching ARTV. Make sure you hit that like button while you're here on this video, and I will see you guys very soon for a lot more reviews.